I'm with Alan Andrews down at Chooselife in Llanelli. Alan, as I approached the building now, I could see two young men, well, middle-aged, I guess, I don't know, but they were taking away what looked like sort of hot food. What's happening here?
Since COVID came, 23rd of March 2020, we had to change the way of working. So now what we do, people prepare a meal in the morning and we serve a hot meal every day. First 10 weeks of COVID, we went 7 days a week. Now we do it 5 days a week. And this year alone, we have served approximately 6,000 hot meals amongst all the other stuff that we do.
I can see the girls here cooking it in the kitchen and so on. What does it vary? Each day is a different meal?
We have a different meal every day. Today is burger, beans and chips. We have days where we have a cheese pie, lasagna, whatever, chicken and chips. And
the clientele are coming, are they locally based residents? Are they homeless? Are they sofa surfing?
Most of the people that come are quite vulnerable. Right. They might be sofa surfing, they might be in accommodation but unable to afford food, because as you know these days it's either put food in the cupboard or electricity in the meter. So we get all sorts, not just people with addiction problems either. We've had people who've lost their job and basically skint, so we provide the support for them.
We hear about the funding for warm hubs. Have you had any of that for this?
We're looking at it because this winter is going to be very, very hard for people. I know people are working and putting blankets on in their living room rather than put money in the meters. Whereas if you're unemployed on benefits, it's going to be terrible. There's going to be some children waking up and the mother's going to have a choice. Do I put money in the meter or do they have toast to go to school? And yesterday I was actually talking to someone about the amount of teachers that they're bringing food in for the kids because they know that they're not being fed because the parents have to take care of this electric gas crisis we've got going on.
Do you think, you grew up the same era of me really, it was hand to mouth then, there wasn't a lot about for working class families on a council estate. The community was supporting there, neighbours were supporting there. Do you see a sort of reduction in the safety net, a reduction in the community doing those kind of things, you coming along, filling that in, the church maybe, chapels, places where you would normally maybe turn to for help? Do you see that safety net diminishing or growing stronger? Does it need boosting to help people like we've just seen getting the meals?
It definitely needs boosting because I drive through the area that I was brought up in, which was Tisha, and there's not a lot of families, your typical father, mother, children there anymore. There's people who've come in from away from the area and rented accommodation. When I was a kid, I can't remember people in rented accommodation. It was you had your mortgage and you had your house and that's where your family grew up. That was your family home. So, and I think that's everywhere these days. The sense of community has gone down. People are maybe scared to help other people because, people are different these days. There's a lot more, mental health. I never heard the word mental health. You had good days and bad days. So...
And we've got, obviously, at the moment, people striking, nurses want to strike, teachers, the rail workers and so on. They just cannot, even working for those hours, we're looking at people who sort of not even got £1 or £2 at the end of the month. What does it take, Alan? What do you see that needs to change here? Is it a sort of a bottom-up movement that the top layer needs to sort of wake up and see this and do something about it? Are they doing enough? Is Welsh Government doing enough? Are the local council doing enough?
To be honest, I haven't got much faith in the top-down approach. As we saw during COVID, you can have a substantial breakfast but closing pubs. What was that about? We were told to march this way and march the other way. I haven't got confidence with them. Lost all confidence. I think it has to come from the ground up. And, I think people have realised how plagued we've been over the last... It's opened our eyes, not to just the last couple of years, but to how long has this been going on, the whole Partygate in Westminster, and, we're being played. And a government should be there. They're working for us, but they're not. They're just there for themselves.
And we mentioned churches and chapels and faith and the Christian faith, I guess, which is close to your heart. Do you see a lot of that? Do you see a real outpouring and a real sort of the hand of Christianity, the presence of Christianity within these communities at work? Do you see some of that as you go around?
There are quite a few churches out there doing their stuff, but I think it's very much, and it's very much appreciated by the people that go there. But it's a come-to-us approach. I think we should be out there where it's happening, and not behind four walls. We've over the last year, as I said, we've served 6,000 meals. We've currently got 11 people in residential rehab, and lives changed. And I can show you a picture in a minute now of what a life transformed looks like. And don't forget, there's mothers and fathers behind these.
Yeah.
And this is a picture of, I'm not going to say the name, someone going into rehab. Yeah. And this is a picture of them 9 weeks later.
Wow.
What do you say to that?
Extraordinary changes, man.
And I think we've got 11 people there now. I don't think there's been enough done by statutory services with the funding they get. I don't see people coming through the rehabs that they send people to. I don't see people coming through their services. I just see people getting chained to the chemist. Like
you talked about having the church to a certain extent, these organisations behind four walls and not being out there ground level.
They're not out there.
But we just saw those two men there now taking the food that you've given, hot food, possibly the first hot meal of the day.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel? And do you think that? Do you see it as a small token, a small gesture that you've changed something for them today?
I love seeing lives changed. And the team here, they're fantastic. They don't have to be here today. I just love seeing lives transformed. I love it when I get a phone call off a mother saying she's sleeping that night because her son's in rehab. She knows his life's being transformed, changed. I love seeing them coming out of rehab, reintegrating back into the family. I love what I do.
So you're going to keep doing this, Al?
I ain't going nowhere, mate.
Good job. Thanks for speaking to us.
No problem.